Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar here, and today we're going to be talking about the RockBot, some of the questions I'm getting from new subscribers, and we're getting a lot of questions here. And basically, I decided to offer the script for the RockBot, which works on the NinjaTrader platform. I decided to offer that out on a monthly, 6-month, yearly lease program. Before this, it was only offered to Day Trading Radio lifetime members. It was given to lifetime members for their support and stuff. The bot I've been working on for almost 2 years now, and it's come a long way. And it's basically finished. But there's always new things that we improve on. And a lot of the questions, especially when someone gets involved with it for the first time, I actually constantly show it running overnight. I let it run on our channel here at Day Trading Radio. So if you ever tune in at night, you could actually tune into Day Trading Radio and watch the bot. You could watch it work, and you could actually shadow trade it. And that's one of the benefits of the bot. And when we first brought the bot to the public, I made it a channel. It was called the RockBot channel at Day Trading Radio, and that RockBot channel I would just stream out the RockBot trading. People would subscribe to that, and they could shadow it. There's been a lot of call for people wanting to be able to execute their own trades. So I took the necessary steps and eventually finished the code, protected it, and again started giving it to lifetime members here at Day Trading Radio. And we will always do that. I appreciate that. Lifetime members at Day Trading Radio get everything, get the courses, get everything that I offer. We have 2 bots, the Tradeometer, which we have big news on tonight. Actually, I want to follow up with that. And the thing. So a lot of people now are are tuning in and asking about the bot because they're interested in the monthly subscription, the 6-month, even the year. And basically I wanted to discuss why I made this and how it should be run. Now, when you build something, and you never know where it's going to end up. This ended up in a really good spot. I been trading since '96, mostly stocks. Got into futures probably maybe 10 years ago. I started trading futures more. My methodology is based off a technique called a divergence between price and stochastics, a Lane divergence from George Lane. And I've, studied his work for years. I like to consider I mastered it. I trade off it, and I'm successful on it. I trade stocks, options, futures, everything based off stochastic. It's really my go-to trade. That's what I really teach, the methodology of stochastic and divergence trading. That's what I teach. There's other trades that we take, of course, trendline trades and channel trades and rotation, and they're all called playbook plays. And there's about 7 different trades. And I always say, hey, think of your trading as a business. Especially if you want to trade full time, you want to do something like this. You really have to treat it as a business. You have to go as far as making it a business. Incorporate, have an office, understand why you're taking your trades, why you're getting out, what your profit is, how are you going to manage those profits. Everything has to be written down. You should make a business manual. A business manual. It tells you what product you're trying to sell, how you're making money. And the product that I'm selling, which is not a product, but what my job is, my business is to make money trading divergences. So I have to identify what a divergence is, and I have to classify that's the trade I want to take. And when that trade comes along, I need to take it. That's my job, to take these trades. That's how I'm going to make money. So that's why I developed the RockBot. The RockBot here really takes those formulas that I've built and applies them and takes the trades. Now, lots of times we could just run this on a sim, and it just, in the beginning we just ran it just to identify divergences, because I'm on the radio all day and I'm getting questions in the chat room. I'm looking at stocks. I'm looking at everything. We have callers and stuff. So I'm not really every single minute of every day is looking for these divergences. And I, really, if I was a a lone wolf trader and I didn't have a big show and stuff, I would probably just, exactly do what I'm doing now, is build something, take all those divergences. But the process of, finding these divergences and being there in front of it, I wanted to automate it. So we automated it and it works great. Now, just like any automated systems, there's always going to be, it's never going to be 100% good. I mean, you have news, that's the big thing. There's always going to be something that affects a trigger or your entry. It could be news, it could be an algorithm, it could be a buy or sell program. It could be increased volume because of the time of day, but usually it has to do with news. So there's, throughout the day, there's certain times that you're going to be more volatile, and that's usually when there's scheduled news. Usually we have that at 8:30 in the morning, pre-market news, 9, sometimes at 9:30 when the market opens, a lot of volume comes in. 10 o'clock. Sometimes we have some news coming out, housing numbers or whatever. 2 o'clock when the Fed is doing the meeting and stuff, we get volatility then. Times like these. Overnight, you can also, count on the European Open at 3:30, where that volatility comes in. And the volatility means a lot because for an automated system to work, you really have to have an automated stop in. And if your range on the markets are too big, your stops are going to get taken out much faster. So there's a balance, and there's always an adjustment. The divergences work great. It's just how big are the moves into that divergence. Sometimes you could have before we started seeing big moves in the market, we used to see maybe a 10-point range throughout the day, and it would be very hard to get a good couple points in one direction. It would be choppy. It would be so you would have to have your bot or everything focused on a little bit more hyper scalping or taking profits faster. Versus if you have bigger moves, you want to be able to let those moves on. So there's always an adjustment, and that's the one thing I will tell new subscribers. You have to understand the markets. It's not going to take control and work automatically. You have to use it as a tool to identify the divergences, and then you have to observe the market around the divergence. Is the market a tradable market? Is there anything special going on? Is there anything that's could work against you? Is there a strong trend happening? Because that's usually your arch enemy, is a trending market. And that's usually because of strong news and stuff, and you want to always be with the trend. So you don't want to start shorting or let these things short a very strong trending market. And you should be able to identify that. Like, all right, big day, the vaccine is out, the market's up 1,000 points. Why am I trying to short this? Because you think, hey, if I just get 100 points back, that's great. But it doesn't work that way. And so, the bot here is based off of a scalping, and we usually run it on the 1 minute and the 5 minute time frame. But the 1 minute has been on fire. I've did some adjustments, and of the bot, when you sign up and you get the bot, and this is what we're talking about now for the people who have the questions, you'll get a basket of. Let me actually bring this over here a second. All right, if you go to Day Trading Radio, see Day Trading Radio, you'll actually see the bot up here running right now. It's actually running. You can see some of the entries and exits and stuff, and you can see now the new pricing structure for the bot. You could just go to Day Trading Radio. But like I said, if you want to get more information, there's a nice link here. Actually, I should make it a little bit more pronounced there, and it goes to the bot page. And when you go to the bot page, you'll see something here saying the RockBot code. And when you sign up, you'll have access to this code. Right now, if you click on it, I probably do have access because I am the man. But let's see what happens here. Now, say it's going to ask you to log in, and then I'm going to log in. Now it's an error there. Great, Johnny. Well, maybe I have fixed that. That's good that I'm going through that. You can log into the main dashboard. You log into the main dashboard. Down here you'll see the RockBot and you'll see the tradeometer. Now both of these bots come with the futures pack. That's the add-on. You get the RockBot code now and the viewer. So you can actually you don't even need the code, but you get the viewer and you also get the tradeometer. You just click on that and then it just says launch RockBot. If you launch it, it'll pop up. It'll actually give you the all the entries and stuff. You can make that bigger. You can actually pop this out. You can make it large screen. You can put it anywhere you want. So it's really, and it's live. So that's the viewer right there. If we close that up, I'll have to go down here. My bad. There we go. But what I want to show you here is if we go back here to the dashboard, if you go up here to the RockBot core, let's see if I can get into the code here again. Before it didn't give me access. There it is. Click on the code, and then you'll see the RockBot code is here. How to set up my charts, the indicator list, what indicators I use, and then general directions of how to upload this and get you started. So when you download the bot zip, you're going to get a series of scripts. All right. And let's go back and show you what you're getting here. Scroll down here, you can see you get the strategies here. So these are different. You could go review this on the site here, but you're going to be getting different strategies. The buy divergence, Thunderbird. Now the Thunderbird is just a code word for me. I grew up with the word Thunderbird a lot in my hiking and stuff, so I called the script the Thunderbird. Just when I was coding it, and before I even did that, that was code name Thunderbird. So I always kept it. Doesn't mean nothing other than that. So buy divergence, 1 minute scalping mode, which is a real fast mode, which I advise using. But we also have the 5 minute also is extended profit mode, which means that the targets are extended, and you give this more time. We'll have a bull and bear flag set up, the 2020 bull and bear flag. And the super signal is really important. That's a little bit more complicated, but I have that. The original gangster is pulled off for now. It was one of the original scripts that I was working on, and it was based off the divergence. It had a safety measure. It had a kind of a zigzag, what we call a zigzag indicator in it, which took profits very fast on the first sign of a reversal. I'm going to put it back up there, but I've been doing some tests on it, so I pulled that off of that because it's not, these work so great. I mean, the big thing for me is use the best thing. Don't mess around with anything else. A lot of people like the original gangster, but I just want the best of the best. That's your business plan right now. So with that said, when you see when you go to this automatic trading mode and stuff, let's see here. You could go on this site here, but this tells you a little bit about the different scripts and stuff. It's the 1 minute Thunderbird we're going to use, and what I'm going to do here is I want to go to my chart. All right, so you're going to go up here onto your chart. Again, you're going to hopefully you know how to open up a chart. Use your I actually have videos on that bot page that will go over the basics of starting up. Where to find the files, how to open up a chart, and how to pretty much drag it down and set up your charts. So if going through that part in other videos, you're going to see the bots listed here. As you pull down your strategy box, it's going to be listing the strategies. Now I have a lot more strategies on mine that you're going to have on yours. Mine are a lot of test things that I'm working on. But in the RockBot package, you get the super signal long, the Thunderbird 1 minute buy, the Thunderbird 1 minute buy SS, Thunderbird 1 minute short, Thunderbird 5 minute buy, Thunderbird 5 minute short, and then I think we have the 2020 the RockBot bear flag and the RockBot bull flag. I want people to concentrate on using these parameters that I'm going to give you right now. Now, the difference here between the Thunderbird 1 minute buy and the Thunderbird 1 minute buy SS is a good question. First of all, I recently updated the Thunderbird 1 minute buy with a great thing here. Now, what it is? Let me bring this off. Here we go. There we are. There we go. On the parameters, normally we have a stop loss tick, meaning that you have to, when you activate your bot, you're going to give it the bracket it needs to thing. That's going to move. So lots represent how many contracts, and again, this is for trading futures. Whatever you're trading, it could be the MES, it could be the ES, it could be whatever futures you want to trade. All right, this is how many contracts you're going to be. So I have it defaulted to 5. You can put 10 there, you can put 20, you could do any type of combination. I put 5. You could put 1 there, which is fine. All right, and then it's broken down up here in take profits 1, take profits 2. So there's 2 profit areas that could be put in here. Now you don't have to put them in. You could just have 1 profit to get out of this trade, or you could stagger it and have trailing, have runners. And I think that's the best thing. It's always better to have multiple contracts in scale and try to let the trade run for you instead of just getting out after 4 ticks. All right, because lots of times divergence is going to give you a lot more, but it's to be safe, I want to have additional shares on there for me. So the MES is perfect for this. The MES is really a good contract to use, especially if you're just beginning. The ES is, the MES is 1/10 an ES contract. So this is basically a $5 per point contract. It's a lower risk, and I would also recommend getting a discount broker. Now, if you're using the NinjaTrader platform, it's just as easy to use their broker, and they're a discount broker. So you might be able to get margin rates on the MES as low as $50 in good times. They sometimes adjust them due to the volatility in the market, but on average, you're talking about $50 per MES contract. That means other than your low, your starting overnight balance and what you need to hold, the MES you need $50 per contract. So 5 would be about $250 you're using. $250 you're using to trade this method. All right. So what I do is I put 4 here. Oh, this is on the super signal long. You put 4. I could, default that in. And then that's your first target, 4 ticks. That's 1 point. And at 1 point, you're taking 2 contracts off. Your second target, you could just say, well, how far is your second target? Now, I like to give it some room. I'll put 16 in there. That's basically 4 points. This is 1 point. This is 4 points. So, in case it continues to run or take off, I'll take another 2. Take profits 2. The second time the lot is the size, 2 contracts. So I'll take 2 off first profit, take 2 off the second profit. Now stop loss ticks. You could use this if you want to make a very big stop loss or a very, very tight one for whatever reason. You'll use this, but then you have to come down to stop loss tight and push it to ticks, and that's how that'll work. But the key, the signal bar low is something that I wanted to get in there, and it was going to be tricky because a divergence low, when I teach it, you identify the divergence and you put a stop 1 tick under the divergence low. It's perfect. It's a perfect system. It's a perfect system because the divergence typically is going to work out. And if it does break down below the lower trend line, it's not going to work out, and you want to be out. So you're really just you're applying the perfect stop to this platform, to this technique. So I usually use a signal bar low. It automatically places the stop on the signal bar low when I get my signal of a divergence. It takes the entry. It'll put a stop under the signal bar low. And then you have your targets will already be set up in a series of lines, and everything will be going. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to activate this. I'm going to activate this right now. Now you could use the Thunderbird SS also. Just remember the parameters. These are the parameters that are really working well. But the Thunderbird 1 minute SS, and I made another video. It's on the RockBot channel. You use that lots of times with a super signal. It'll give you a super signal. It means when the 1 minute and 5 minute time frame lines up together, and they both give us a divergence. That's a dual divergence on dual time frames. It's really a super signal, and you get them. And when you get them, they usually give big moves. But this video is not going to be that long to really discuss that one. I'll discuss that one. Like I said, I have another video on it, but I really want to, identify some of the questions people are saying. How do I start off? How do I use this to the full potential? Remember, the key is understanding the market you're trading, adjust the bot, and the bot is also an identification tool. I use it as an indicator. If I use 5 different indicators in my trading, the bot is actually used as an indicator. Oh, I got a signal here. Let me make sure everything else is good. Let me maybe take a look at my 5-minute, momentum or the stochastic, see if they're starting to turn up in the direction of the trade, or am I turning over in a bigger trend? So a lot of things go into how I want to take this trade. Maybe I don't even want to take the divergence trade. Maybe the market's in a very strong downtrend and I get a buy-side divergence, but I just feel like there's too much pressure to the downside, and that divergence might not even get to where it's going. It's just too much pressure. The one thing a divergence will do is give you a bigger than the average move that it's been trading in. So you might have a stair-stepping a stock that's stair-stepping down or up, and it's staying within a range. When you have a divergence, 90% of the time that range is going to be broken. And the great tool or great technique I use is just a plain old trend line. If you have and again, this all helps with the identification of how to make money with this thing. People are asking, well, there's a lot of other things that you have to pay attention to. I like to pay attention to, I take that trend line, I'll draw that trend. I can't close this and draw the trend line, but I'll draw that trend line right down here. And if I had a divergence here, I know that divergence is going to break us through the trend line, so I would probably keep my trade or adjust my stops. The other thing is, I'm going to show you here, is that you should adjust your you can be hands-on. I always, when I'm trading with this, I always say this is like I'm a pilot, and I could go on autopilot or I could take the controls. So it goes on autopilot. It could let it take the entry. It's faster. It doesn't analyze the trade. This thing takes the trade real fast and gets you in on a good divergence, where if it gives you a signal and you're watching it, then you're like, all right, I need to look at this. By that time, it's already moving out of your way, and you said, damn, I should have got in right when the divergence was, but I wasn't. And lots of times you just don't pull the trigger fast enough, and if you just miss it by a tick, then you second guess yourself again, and then you continue. That cycle happens, then you watch it run away from you. Believe me, I know. So that's why it's great to let the bot take the trade, but then you take control of the trade. You adjust the stop. You decide, hey, the markets are trending down. Maybe I'm not going to get that 4 ticks. Maybe I could pull it here off at 3 ticks. I like to go manual on this, like to take the control. All right, so we're going to activate this and apply it right now. And it's probably going to backfill right now. And it's going to backfill. Let me see what did I just do. Let me see what I want to do. Oh, hold on. Let me see. I'm actually going to do, because I want to do this one here. I want to do the SS. I was working with this, and I want to show you something on the SS. What's going on here? Is it on? It is. All right, so it should, now it's starting to backfill it. All right, so it's just backfilled. This will backfill the divergences. So here you have, I'll just go through these now. This goes back a couple days or a day or so or whatever. And this will automatically backfill any divergences after. Here's a RockBot. It'll say RockBot law. It'll take the trade. First profit, trailing stop. And this is this is actually at 12 at night. This actually looks like this is a 5-minute divergence right here. I could just tell because I look at divergences all the time. And if I was actually here that day at night, I would have pushed this trade here for you. This is interesting. I'm just looking back at this with you right now live. I'm doing the trade. I haven't gone through this, but I don't have this is a 1-minute chart, but looking at the time frame, It's looks like about 12:40 to 1 o'clock, 12:50 to 1 o'clock. Yeah, about 20 minutes between the first low and the second low. But you're seeing it down here on the 60-10. I don't want to get sidetracked here, but that's just a good 5-minute divergence. That's a good 5-minute divergence right there. See how it's holding up here? I'll come back. So anyway, market's taking off, and then look at this. Oh my God, look at this pullback. Now this blue lines, a lot of people ask, what are the blue lines, or what are some of the arrows you see on this? This is all due to my internal coding, and it helps me. This is kind of part of the formula here. And it kind of measures out the different, it's marking it. It's just if you happen to see any of the scripts with any of the blue lines or some of these arrows. The blue arrows and the purple arrows are your entries and exits. So look at this. This was a nice run up. It pulled back here, hit the divergence, and then just took off. Look at that. Wow. Went all the way up there and took profits there. Oh, I don't even have the short on. So you know what? Let's put the short on there too. We'll come back to the short in a second. So, that might have went short here. It was a nice divergence up there. This one came down real fast. It kind of put in a divergence, and then it popped real fast, took first profits, and then took the trailing stop. So it got out safe. Even in the volatility, I'd like to have that automated trade. Now, market sold off really hard. For some reason, the bot picked up right at the low here, but you could see why. Did you see it here? The stochastic low? The higher low right there was a pretty decent divergence, and from that point on, it was kind of choppy, but it did enough chop to get your point and just move on. All right, your point and move on. Trade continues. Maybe nothing's happening. See, this is kind of a quiet thing. I don't have my short script up, so it's not going to take, and it won't. It looks like a nice divergence right here. See, this is what's great about divergences. One of my models is show me a divergence, and I'll show you the market. I'll show you the price move in the direction of the divergence. 9 out of 10 times. I mean, very, very. Sometimes you might get a blow off or some kind of news kind of messes up your game plan, but the majority of the time, if I see a high and I see a higher high with a reversal candle right there and a lower high, and again, in many of my videos I talk about the angle between, if you draw this trend line here, you want this angle, and I have on my other chart actually gives me the angle, but you want to have that angle steeper than so the steeper it is, or the lower the low, stochastic price is making high, stochastics are making lower lows. That's the textbook divergence. And look at the big move down. And then down here you see that candle reversal. It's higher than the stochastics than the low over here. The low is down here. It's a higher low. Reversal candle, and then look at the size of that move back up. So it's just raking it in on this. Oh, and then it comes back down, it rakes on another divergence, right back up. Here we sell off some. It looks like we did hit a divergence, and this is one that stopped out. This one did have a trailing stop on it, and it stopped out. This one didn't. If takes the profits really fast, this one did it. I think one didn't work out. It looks like a RockBot long. This one did not. But this is, again, now this is the key. Choice is to you. Do you want to run it at a time when there's a lot of volatility? This is right at 9:30. 9:30, I see lots of times you get false moves. You get algorithms just take, and I remember seeing this trading today. I remember this. I said, wow. And I was on the air and I said, look at the tails on these candles. There's some serious algos going battle right here. And eventually it kind of pops and then comes back down. But that's, you can hold back from activating the bot, in these areas. These time frames where you're probably, and this was today. Look at back here overnight, or at least pre-market. The candles weren't that aggressive. They weren't. It was very organized. Look at this. It's like you're looking at a seismograph. And look at these. It's almost like the bots, are attacking something or just doing something. It was very, very strange action today. But that's okay, you know. Here we got kind of back into a rhythm. It comes down here, boom, divergence, long, all the way up, trailing stop, first profit. Look at this, beautiful, boom, takes it right up, boom, first profit, boom. It even goes higher. Nothing's going on. Here's a boom, first target, RockBot long, boom. All right, so I wanted to set the short on there, and I did, and I kept on scrolling back to see if there was any good shorts, and earlier in the video I was just kind of going over some, and that was the only one I picked out. So I had to go all the way back here, and I'm so happy that I picked it up. Let me see, because I was just kind of, this is all, here it is, right here, look. I was over there, I said, look at this great short. And sure enough, I turned the bot on, and back tested, and look at that perfect short. Takes profits all the way on the way down. And then, just as I was just editing the first part of the video, we just had a short here, and it just took profits. So very nice short right there. Take profits, and then I had a trailing stop, which was fine. Very nice. And you can see this was actually a pretty decent divergence for a small move like that. I mean, it's just great to be able to identify the shifting of momentum like that and be able to catch a move like that. Again, not the holy grail, but I don't think there is a holy grail for trading, but this is such a great tool to have. And that's how I use it. Now, the 5, there's a lot more to go into. I mean, there is a lot more to go into, but I just want to really touch base on the on some of the parameters and understanding, the different conditions you want to use it in. And you could easily let it run on sim and get used to it, and then mess around with it a bit. Adjust the parameters. Trade only certain times of the day. Use the optimization tool that comes with the NinjaTrader platform. Do the back testing and stuff. Make it your own. Make it, but it's identifying the divergences. That's what the purpose of this originally was. So use it as that. Now, with this great tool, now you do get the tradeometer. The tradeometer was one of the first indicators I built, and I built it again based on stochastics. It's a multiple time frame stochastic setup. Now let me see if I could bring up something. Alright, so that's the RockBot channel. So if you go to, let me close that down for now. Let me bring over this. I didn't want to make this video too long, but I think maybe it gets, so if you're at the dashboard here and you have the futures pack, you get the RockBot, you also get the tradeometer. The tradeometer, if you click on that, it's going to launch it. This is basically gives you some understanding of how it works and stuff. It's a great tool. So the RockBot, tradeometer, all both in the futures pack. A lot of new stuff's coming with the tradeometer. New stuff's coming with the RockBot. Both are working good, but nothing's fail-safe. Know when you're trading it. Just like in anything, you could have a streak, very strong trend, and you don't want to be able to. You have to recognize that and know when to step away from the market. That is the key to success in trading and all trading. To have something automated sounds great. Like you wake up in the morning and have $300. Some days you will. If you want to do that. But you don't know what the risk is out there. Like especially tonight, we're starting to trend down. So you get more buy alerts than sell. You're getting more buy triggers than sell triggers or shorts. But you did get a nice short here. But I'd be concentrating on shorts because it's pressures to the downside. The buys, you're getting some good bounces, but the majority of the time you'd be going against the grain there. You're getting small bounces. Maybe you're just squeaking out the 4 ticks. In some cases, you might just flush right through it. So know what your market is. All right, that's good. Very good, very good. All right, so So that's it. That's what I wanted to get into. It's just kind of a basic, but what I'm going to do is try to address everyone's questions. So if you have any questions on it, you can send them to me. I'll try to do a video, and I'll share that video, and I'll kind of I'll make a video about the question and kind of may hopefully answer a lot of people's questions on that. Again, right now I'm running the 1 minute short, the 1 minute buy SS. Now, if I want to have that super signal, what I want to do is just open up another chart. Because as long as the SS is running in the code, it has a hook, and it's looking for the other. It's looking for a script that's called the Thunderbird 5 minute, and it sees it's running, and it's going to compare itself. So when the 1 minute has a divergence, and the 5 minute have a divergence at the same time, or they're both in the trade, that's a very good sign, and then it's going to alert you on the chart as a super signal. So I could do that if I wanted to. I would just open up a, let me see, how am I going to do this? Alright, these are running, which is fine. This is on the 1 minute, but remember, you always got to open up a 5 minute chart. So I want to go to new, I'm going to go to chart, and I'm going to stick with the MES. Now you can trade. You could use these great signals during the day to trade options on the SPY contracts, the NASDAQ, the Qs. You could do ETFs and stuff, everything. You can use these signals with everything. All right, so here we have the 1 minute. Let's go to. We're going to change this because that's just back testing everything. Let me just put it on the interactive brokers for now. And let's go to strategies. And what I want to do is super signal long. Hold on. Oh, that's why. All right, hold on. We got to change this. Wait a second. What am I? This is the one. All right. So I'll move this. I want to actually turn that to a 5 minute chart. All right. I want to do that 5 minute. Then I want to open up and then I want to pull down the super signal onto this super signal long. Click it on there. Now you want to give it some time. Now sometimes it's going to be hard. I like if I want to try to find super signals, and I want to give my 1 minute more room, because right now it gets in and out real fast. But I want to be able. It has to correspond with this one. So I want to give that time. So I'm going to give that 8. We'll give that 24. I don't have a signal bar low on this one yet, so we have to put our own signal bar low in there. So I'll use 16 ticks as a stop, and then we'll just do a trailing stop of 8, and we'll trail it with 16 actually. So that'll be followed up with 4 interactive brokers. That one. Let's see what it looks like. I just want to see if it what it looks like. It won't. Back, there we go. I wonder if this looks like a lot of super signal longs. I don't think this is it's on the 5 minute. That's the 5 minute. Let me double check. Trying to look into that, but right when we did that, we just had a divergence. We just had a divergence here, so the price just activated. Now you can see the sell stop has followed the price up pretty aggressively now. Everything seems to be working okay. So going back to that, all right. So let me go back over to that. Well, just as an example, I just took the Remember I told you at one point you could actually go manual and say, all right, this might be breaking out a bigger thing. I want to give it some more room to run. I might want to put my 20, I might put it up there, or the opposite. I feel like, all right, we might get very close to run out of steam. I might want to just push that right there, and it'll take me out automatically, or anything. You could even push the button yourself. You can follow it up. So you can always adjust it. You always go manual on that. I like it that it takes the entries on the divergence. As you can see, these divergences, even a slight underlying channel line or a trend line will be taken out by a divergence 90% of the time in the direction of the divergence. So you have a small little pullback, and there it is. So just locked it in. So right now, just tonight, just running this with you on this video, it's up $101. And again, it's on the sim, but just on the on that 5 contracts of the MES. Now let's see here. I got to go back to this one. Something seems a little funky on this one here. There's so many Normally I don't get any super signals, and I'm trying to. This looks like a regular. It looks like it's just giving me a regular 5-minute divergence, because I see the divergence. Let me see if it overlays here, though. Let's see where we are. Our last 5-minute divergence was apparently was here. That time was. It's down right about 21. Come on. All right, that's a 5 minute. So 20, 20, 20, 50, 20, 2055. 55. No, 855 here. 855. 855. Let's go back to 850. Now there was no divergence here. So this is I must have something. I must have put it on wrong. My bad on this one here. Let me see. Let me just double check this. Wait, maybe no. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. This was 2100. There was 2055. 2055. 2055. 2055. That's way back here. Maybe there was a divergence. No, there wasn't. I see the 5 minute, but there was no 1 minute. So that is actually not a bad divergence here. It's actually a 14.3 divergence. It's a 14.3 divergence right here. 9.3 came a little bit under that 20 line. That's why it didn't trigger on that divergence. It was trading under 20, but the 19 here was actually above 20. If you would visually see that, I would actually take that, but I think I know what the issue is. So when you set these up, let me see if I could replicate it for us here. Just jumping on with you because the market is selling off here pretty hard. I'm working on setting up the super signal here the right way. I think I activated it the wrong way. It wasn't activated properly, but I just noticed the market here selling off pretty good. So I'm going to watch this. I don't have any scripts running right now. I turned them all off for the time being while I set up the charts for the super signal. But just an update for you there. Market here down 28 points. 28, a little bounce here. All right. I found the error of my ways here, the error that I had. You have to, when you start the super signal, you have to activate the 1 minute first, and then you have to activate the 5 minute. And to make it easier for me, this is how I do it. So I want to walk you through how you should do it, so you know it's working properly. Like I said, when you say you're, well, let's actually do this. Let's when you go down, when you're in your NinjaTrader platform here, go to your accounts and add 2 accounts. All right, add 2 sim accounts. Right click it, go to add simulation account. It'll go up here. Click that off and put in Super Signal 1. Looks like Super Signal 1. Push OK. I already did that. Then do another one. Put in Super Signal 5. That represents Super Signal 1 minute, Super Signal 5 minute chart. So I just do this to be organized and it doesn't get confusing, and I keep these 2 separate because you don't want to have anything else running with these. I think I had a short on the other one too. It just messed it up. So you just want to have 2 signals going, and combination of these 2 working is going to give you great signals. So then you're going to go to your 1 minute time frame. You're going to put it on Super Signal 1. You're going to open up the platform. You're going to pull out the Thunderbird 1 minute by SS, drag it down, put in your criteria, activate. Oops, what's going on here? This is not right. See, Johnny? You have to be careful here, because this is a mistake I sometimes... Oh, no, it was right. Actually, it was right. It just didn't update. That's funny. I thought it said sim before here, but it's Super Signal. Make sure your account is matched. The strategy is matched with the chart that the strategy is running on. This has to be Super Signal 1. Make sure everything's good. Activate it. Apply. So that's going to automatically work. That doesn't need the other one to not work. So the other one needs this one to work and to be triggering, to give you a good trigger. So all right, so we're okay. So you can have that one running all the time. And as I do, you can see we already went over. I showed you this one earlier. The results on this were really good. So I'm letting this run, and then I'm going to open up another chart, 5 minute, and I want to bring this. I want to put that on 5 minute just like that, and then I'm going to go open up here. I'm going to pull this down to Super Signal Long. It's called Super Signal Long, even though it's a 5 minute, but it's Super Signal Long because the code connects to the other code. Make sure it's on Super Signal 5. Make these parameters, and again, my parameters, I'll just show you what I have. I have 8 to 24, 16 stop loss tick, stop loss 16. Eventually, you'll have the option of a candle low stop. So the lowest candle in the divergence, you'll have an automatic stop like I have on the other one. It just takes time to get it in there, coded in. But for now, I'm just putting 16 down. But again, everything, you want to be able to get in and then adjust everything. That's why I say that the magic here is it enables you to take control. So you can put a big wide stop in here and then analyze it. No have to worry about it. At least you have your stop. And then make sure it's signal 5. Everything else is good. And then we click that and we apply. And then boom. Now, you're not seeing anything come up. You want to make sure that this is running. So you go to strategies. You can see Super Signal and Thunderbird 1 SS. Tells you where it's at. Everything seems it's green. It's running, and that's great. You saw the 1 minute, and this is fine. Like I said, this is a very rare signal, and it doesn't backfill. This signal does not backfill. It only goes forward. Oops, that's the other one. That's about 1 minute. So let's go back over here. Where are we? There's the 5 minute. So you're not going to see it, but you're going to see them going forward. Like I said, going forward. If anything identifies itself as a 5 minute and a 1 minute, this actually could be a 5 minute here coming up. Actually, I'm looking at a nice divergence setup. We might actually get one here. That would be great. A live super signal. And I'm going to leave this running overnight. Here it is right here. It does look like one. But again, the super signal is not going to, it's not going to activate unless the 1 minute's activated also. And in this case, I wish it was, but this could actually come back down. I've believe me, the super signal works great. It's a rare one. I put it in there, and when it does work, it's good. So it's up to you if you want to use it. I just, because you could run the 1 minute SS by, along with it. It makes obvious sense to let this one run also. The last thing I'll touch base on, I give a bunch of my indicators that I use on my chart, the stochastics, the moving averages, and the watermark. The watermark here, what I like to do, it's called, you have to remember, my watermarks V2, volume 2. My watermarks V2. You can look for it on the internet. You import it into your NinjaTrader, and then just as any type of add-on, it would show up here, and you can pull it down. And then that's how I changed this to white, and I could actually see my thing. So now what I could do there is put my custom text, and I could say super signal by 5. Super signal. I'll just say 5 minute, but I know super signal has to be 5 minute. So I'll apply that, and now I'll have it. Oops, I want to make it a little brighter. I don't like that off white sometimes, but that's fine. Some people like it like that. I dig it. I got it. So you want to go back to the my watermarks, and we're going to move this to about. We're going to just make it. There we go. I like that. So everyone can see. This is actually a beautiful divergence, but this would show up as a 5 minute. But because the 1 minute's not triggered, it's not going to show up as a super signal. But this is a textbook 5 minute. I wonder if I could open up another chart and see if we can get that to activate. Let's do it before I say goodnight. See, come on. Chart. Let's see if I can get it. Alright, what are we going to put it on? I got so many things here running. This is on the sim. I can't use that one. That's already being used. I'm using these two, so Interactive Brokers must be the one. And we're going to move that to the 5 minute. And then we're going to drop that code in there. We're going to drop the 5 minute buy in there. Let's see if it registers anything here. Stop loss tick. Oh, we do have the signal bar low on this one, which is nice. On the 5 minute buy. So I do have that one on there. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I don't know. Maybe to make sure all the criteria is right on this. Looks pretty good. I don't want such a stop trail, you might want to even give that more room than 8. Enable, apply, see if it works. I don't know. Boom. That was what was happening before, but this is not giving us a divergence here. 1, 2, 3 would be here. We would have had it here. Now, why not? And I know why. I know why. The candle low here of the divergence candle low, the stochastics from that point to the next point are trending lower aggressively. Sometimes you can continue to sell off, and this could continue to sell off. So for a divergence we want to start to see the rotation happen, and I think it happened one candle too late. Now I could adjust that to grab that on that slow. Let me. I have to look at my code. I haven't looked at that code in a while, and see what it looks like here. See if I could fix that. So that was a good. That was a real good divergence there. And you can see it's really running now. What time is it? Damn, it's after 12 o'clock. So what am I looking at here? Super signal long. Alright, I don't want to share everything here, so. Alright, I made some adjustments. Let's see if it works now. I don't know. I'm just going to do it here. It's getting late here, so. So I'm going to run the 5-minute again. I also did the same adjustments on the super signal, so let's just say if the 5-minute picks up that divergence. I just want to see that divergence being picked up. Signal bar low, we'll use that. Or we have to make sure that's another thing I didn't have it on. I have it on Interactive Brokers. Apply. Oh, come on. No. Give it to me. Alright, let's see. That's because of the slope. I want to do one more thing here. I want to change it. I'm just going to change the slope just to see if it changes it. All right, there we go. So what I just did is I adjusted the slope on this, which is gonna give us. That's the bad thing. We want to make sure our momentum is shifted back up. Now, I could work on this, but I don't want to get rid of that slope, or else we're going to have all these false alerts. I don't even know how these things are actually showing up here. Let's see. So I'm going to change that back because I'm not liking this at all. So it's important that the formula stays the way it is. But I'm just curious to see. Profits taken, all right. Profits taken, second profits taken. So there was one there. There was a divergence here. And there was a divergence here. God, they all look like they worked. They all worked. Oh, no. This one didn't. Trailing stop. This was, again, the series. These three, though, this is what I didn't want to happen. I didn't want to have this holding above the 20 as the price makes those lows and it continues. We have to have this turning back up, or else you're going to run into this situation. So, that's going to be too dangerous. In some cases, it will work out. And like in this last one, that's how I'm going to identify it. But the slope was really aggressive down. When we had the divergence signal, it continued to go down to the next candle. And in my formula, I want to have that starting to turn back up in the next candle. Because you don't know if you're going to get a bigger sell-off. But if you get rid of that slope, or maybe I could adjust it somehow to kind of cut this junk out. I don't want to get caught in a bunch of chop. And then if I have that on, I mean, that would be might be worth using this as a super signal. So, but no, I don't want these. I want only good signals here. This is way too aggressive. Working though, for some reason. They're all working. This one didn't actually. Wow, that's a good one too. That one, this was from 32 and a quarter all the way up to 48. $16-point move. 16-point move on that divergence. Well, I didn't want to, get you too too distracted here. I kind of went on my own tangent, but I got to shut the video down and get this out to you. I hope I answered some of the questions. You get a little bit more feel how this thing runs. As you can see, the divergence working great. What if I could just take it? Oh, if we look back. I could fix this. I know I could fix this. I'm just thinking about it right now. I have the tip of my brain right now how I'm going to make sure we get this. And I think it's about looking back. We might have to give up a candle. Anyway, that's it. I apologize. I wasted the rest of the video on just nonsense. But again, always improving here. Always improving. The scripts you get are not this loosey-goosey. They're very strict and they're good scripts. And when the 5-minute divergence works, it works really good because we have the rotation happening. It's just that I wanted to see why certain times there's a good divergence here if you could actually see that, but I think the criteria just missed it by a candle. But it was a good one. Visually, I would have taken that every single day and announced that on the show. That is such a good divergence right there. I'll probably end up working on this now for the next hour, trying to figure out how to get this on and to identify something like this. All right, so let me get working on that. Hope everyone has a great evening. I hope this answers some questions. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Do it through the email. That works probably the best. I don't really look at the YouTube comments too much. And I think that's it. There was one last thing. Oh, again, the Tradeometer, RockBot with the Futures Pack. Available now monthly. Bam. Good night.